I own your job.
The front door opened at 11:47 p.m. I know because I'd been watching that microwave clock since 8:47, 3 hours of wondering if I should call the hospitals. Instead, I heard laughter. His laughter and a woman's. I was sitting at our kitchen table in Decatur, my grandmother's table, the one I refinished myself after she passed. I was wearing his Georgia Southern sweatshirt because I hadn't done laundry. I hadn't done a lot of things. "Shh, be quiet," he whispered. "The kids are asleep." "The kids are at my mother's," the woman whispered back. "Remember?" They both laughed again. And then he walked in, my husband of 19 years, the father of my 2 children, the man I had supported through 2 layoffs, 1 failed business, and a mother's funeral he was too sick to attend, and he was holding her hand. A woman I had never seen before. Blonde, maybe 35. A red dress I couldn't have afforded on my best month. He saw me sitting there. Froze. The woman dropped his hand. Oh my God. I didn't stand up. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just looked at him, really looked, and realized something I had been avoiding for a very long time. I wasn't surprised. I was relieved. Before we go any further, this is Fireside Tales, and we love knowing who's gathered around the fire with us tonight. Drop a comment and tell us where you're watching from and what time it is there. We read every single one, and there's something beautiful about people from different time zones sharing the same story. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a tale. Now, let me back up, because the real story started 6 months before that red dress ever walked through my door. I was 47, driving home from my job as a patient accounts manager at Grady Memorial Hospital. 16-hour days, $12 an hour overtime, a pension I was praying would last. My husband, Marcus, had been out of work for 8 months after getting laid off from a shipping warehouse. He said the economy was bad. He said nobody was hiring. He said I didn't understand. I believed him. That was my first mistake. I stopped for gas at the BP on Moreland Avenue, the one with the fried chicken place attached. While I was pumping, I saw Marcus's truck. Blue Ford F-150, the one I co-signed for in 2014 because his credit was shot. It was parked behind the gas station, engine running, windows fogged.
I walked over.
I don't know why. Some part of me already knew. I knocked on the window. It rolled down just enough for me to see Marcus's face and a young woman in the passenger seat, pulling her shirt closed. She couldn't have been more than 25. "Diane," Marcus said. "This isn't." I turned around, got back in my car, and drove home. I didn't cry then either. I sat in my driveway for an hour, gripping the steering wheel, and thought about everything I had given up for that man. The promotion I turned down because he said the travel would hurt our son. The nursing degree I stopped pursuing because he said we couldn't afford it, even though we could. He just wanted a new boat. The weight I gained, the gray hair I stopped dyeing, the woman I used to be who laughed and danced and believed that love was enough. I thought about my mother, who had warned me. Marcus is handsome, Diane, but handsome ain't loyal. I thought about my father, who worked 33 years at the Ford plant in Hapeville and never once made my mother feel less than everything. And I thought about what I was going to do next. I didn't confront Marcus that night. He came home at 1 a.m. smelling like cheap perfume, and I pretended to be asleep. He kissed my forehead, the same forehead he had just betrayed, and got into bed like nothing happened. That was the moment I knew. Not the gas station. That kiss, that casual, thoughtless kiss, told me he didn't just think he could get away with it. He thought I wasn't worth being honest with. I started planning the next morning. My best friend, Regina, worked at a bank in Buckhead. I called her from the hospital parking lot. "Regina, I need you to listen and not say anything until I'm done." I told her everything. When I finished, she was quiet. You know what you have to do. I know, but you're not going to do it yet?
No.
I'm going to do it right. Here's what I did over the next 4 months, quietly, carefully, like a woman building a case. I opened a separate account at a credit union in Conyers, using my mother's address. I redirected 20% of every paycheck into that account. By month 4, I had over $4,000. I made copies of every financial document in our house: tax returns, mortgage statements, credit card bills. The second mortgage he had taken out without telling me 3 years ago for home improvements, except the only improvement was a flat-screen TV and a boat that sat in the driveway until we sold it for scrap. I found the woman's name.
Brittany.
26, worked at a nail salon in College Park. Marcus had been taking her to Panama City Beach, Gatlinburg, a cabin in Blue Ridge that I'd been asking him to take me to for 5 years. I found the receipts in his glove compartment when he left the truck unlocked. I didn't cry. I took pictures. And I talked to a lawyer. Vanessa Williams, born in Detroit, UG educated, with a reputation for making cheating husbands wish they'd never said I do. We met at a coffee shop in East Atlanta Village. You have 2 options, Vanessa said. File now, take what the court gives you. Or wait, build a position so strong he'll sign anything you put in front of him. How long would I have to wait? That depends on how patient you are. I thought about my mother. I can be patient. Vanessa smiled. Good. Because I have an idea. Marcus had been talking for weeks about a management position at a new logistics company called Southern Cross Freight. His dream job. $65,000 a year. A company truck. The chance to finally be the man of the house. What he didn't know was that Southern Cross Freight was owned by a woman named Linda Baker. And Linda Baker was my neighbor's sister-in-law. I met Linda at a backyard barbecue in June. She was visiting from Savannah, expanding to Atlanta. She mentioned she was looking for operations managers. You're kidding, I said. I told her enough, not everything, that my husband was applying, that I needed her to call me before she made any decision. Linda looked at me for a long moment. What do you need, Diane? I need you to hire him. Give him everything he's asking for. And then I need you to tell him that the final background check was handled by an outside consultant, a woman named Diane Miller. Linda raised an eyebrow. That's cold. I've been warm for 19 years. It didn't work.
Marcus got the job.
He came home on a Tuesday in August, before the red dress ever walked through my kitchen, and he was practically vibrating. Diane, $65,000. Full benefits. A truck. I can finally. Congratulations, Marcus. He stopped. Looked at me. You don't sound happy. I'm tired, I said, which was true. Tired of pretending. Tired of cooking for a man who is eating somewhere else. Tired of sleeping next to a stranger. The job starts in 3 weeks, he said. Orientation next Thursday. I'll be here, I said. And I was. The night he brought Brittany into my kitchen, the night I finally saw her face, the red dress, the way she looked at my grandmother's table like it was beneath her, that wasn't part of the plan. I hadn't anticipated him being that bold, that stupid, but I adapted. When he saw me sitting there, he stammered. Diane, this isn't. She's just a friend. Her name is Brittany, I said. She's 26. She works at a nail salon in College Park. You've been seeing her for over a year. You've taken her to Panama City, Gatlinburg, and Blue Ridge. You spent over $8,000 on her. I have receipts. Brittany's face went pale. Marcus looked like I'd punched him. How do you? I know everything, Marcus. I've known for months. I've been waiting. And tonight, you finally gave me the only thing I needed.
What?
I stood up. walked to the counter, and picked up a thick manila envelope. I needed you to be so arrogant, so careless, that no judge in Georgia would question why I'm taking everything. I handed him the envelope. Inside, the divorce papers, the financial statements, the receipts, the photos, and a single sheet of paper from Linda Baker confirming his employment and confirming that Diane Miller had approved his background check. He read it. His hands started shaking. You got me the job? I made sure you got it, so that when I take it away, you'll know exactly who you lost it to. Take it away? Diane, you can't. Linda gave me 15% ownership for helping her set up the Atlanta office, my accounting background, my local contacts. And she let me buy another 10% with money I'd been saving for years. Money you never asked about. I own a quarter of Southern Cross Freight, Marcus. And as a partner, I have the authority to terminate any employee who creates a liability. That includes you. Brittany was crying now. I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. The house stays with me. The kids stay with me. The truck, the one I co-signed for, goes back to the dealership by Friday. You'll have 30 days to find an apartment. Vanessa will send you the details. I walked past them both, through the living room, past the wedding photo on the wall, the one where we were both so young and so sure, and I went upstairs to pack a bag. Not because I was leaving, because I wanted him to watch me leave. I stayed at Regina's that night. We drank wine, watched old movies, and didn't talk about Marcus once. The divorce was finalized in January. Marcus tried to fight, hired a lawyer from Marietta who talked tough, but crumbled when Vanessa laid out the evidence. He ended up with visitation every other weekend, no alimony, and a 2008 Honda Civic with a dent in the door. Brittany was gone by February. I heard through the grapevine she moved back to College Park, started her own nail studio. Last I checked, she's engaged to a firefighter. Good for her. She wasn't my enemy. She was just young and stupid and believed a liar. I've been there. My mother passed away in April. I held her hand and told her I was okay. She squeezed my fingers 3 times the way she used to when I was little, meaning I love you. And then she was gone. But I wasn't alone. My daughters came home for the funeral. Regina cooked for a week. Linda sent flowers. And Vanessa sat with me in the back of the church and didn't say a word. She just held my hand. That was 18 months ago. I'm 49 now. I still work at Grady, but I'm department head, a promotion I didn't turn down this time. I bought my mother's house in Decatur from the estate, the one with the porch swing and the pecan tree in the backyard. I painted the kitchen yellow, her favorite color, and hung my grandmother's table right where it's always been. Every morning now, I wake up at 6, make a pot of community coffee, the one with the chicory, the way my mother made it, and I sit on that porch swing whether it's raining or shining. No one tells me to turn down the TV. No one asks what's for dinner. No one kisses my forehead after being with someone else. I have a garden now. Tomatoes, cucumbers, collard greens. Things that take time to grow, that need attention every day, that reward patience with something you can taste and hold and share. And I have peace. Real peace. The kind that doesn't depend on anyone else's behavior or choices or love. Someone asked me recently if I miss him. Not the man he became, the man I thought he was. No, I said. I miss the woman I was before I forgot my own worth. But I found her again. She was here the whole time. If this story spoke to you, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever had a moment where you realized you were settling for less than you deserved? Share your experience in the comments. And while you're there, let us know where you're watching from and what time it is. We read every response, and there's something powerful about knowing we're all in this together. This is Fireside Tales. If you believe that women deserve better than what they've been told to accept, please like this video and subscribe. There